Welcome to this introductory tutorial on how to use the Knowledge Composer. This tutorial is broken into 4 parts. In Part A, we will discover how to create nodes to represent concepts and ideas, and diagram the relationships between them. We will learn how to manipulate these nodes and connectors, and see how to interact with the drawing canvas and viewport. In Part B, we will create custom concepts, relationships, and markers, and apply these to our existing elements. In Part C, we will learn how to enhance nodes with text, pictograms, and tabular data, and see how to view embedded web links and image files. In Part D, we will save our customizations as a domain template and use this new template to start a new related composition. Here's a quick overview of the interface elements that we will be dealing with. The drawing canvas is where we will build and interact with our diagram. A diagram consists of concepts and relationship nodes joined by connectors. A selected node is highlighted with an information pane and an Edit Info icon. The tool palette is where we define and select the symbols that we wish to add to our diagram. The drawing toolbar has options that will interact with both the canvas and the drawing symbols. The document toolbar provides options that interact with composition as a whole. The zoom slider lists and manipulates the current zoom level of the drawing canvas. The document selector provides information about the current composition document. Create a new composition using the basic domain as a template, and give the composition a name. Create a symbol to represent an author by selecting the Node Concept tool, clicking on the canvas, typing the name, and pressing Enter. Repeat this process to create a node representing a second author. Now create nodes to represent some related novels. Note that the nodes are sized to accommodate 2 lines in the name. Use Control-Click to bring up a full edit dialog, and enter both a title and a context description, which will appear as a subtitle. Right-click to unselect the Node tool. Select the related tool and click on the Author node to set it as the origin. Click on the canvas and enter a description of the relationship. Click on each of the novel nodes to attach them as targets of the relationship. Right-click to terminate the relationship process, and right-click again to unselect the related tool. Select the novel node with the subtitle and resize it to allow the full title to show. Select the resized node again, and then use Control-Click to multi-select the other novel nodes. Clicking the Same Size tool will resize all the selected nodes to match the node that was selected first. Clicking Align Left will horizontally align the left edges of the selected nodes, while Same Separation vertically will equalize the vertical distance between the nodes. Move the cursor over the edit area of a node title and it changes to a pencil. Click to edit the title text. Use Alt-click to directly edit the context subtitle of a node. Relationship connectors also have labels that can be accessed by double-clicking on the connector lines. Use the vertical pipe character Shift// to break text into a list. Click and drag a node to change its position on the canvas. Pressing Ctrl while clicking and dragging will also move the connected target nodes at the same time. Each connector line has an elbow joint that can also be moved with click and drag. Click on a connector line and use the Straighten tool to remove the bend from just the selected connector. If the relationship node is selected, then the Straighten tool will remove the bend from all of its connector lines. Use right-click and drag to move the entire canvas within the view. If none of the nodes are selected, the arrow keys can be used to move the canvas horizontally and vertically. Select a node and use the upper left tool to scroll the canvas so that the selected node is positioned in the upper left corner. Zooming in and out tends to move the canvas in a variety of ways, so click Save View to record the current settings to be restored later. If nothing is selected, clicking Zoom In will magnify from the center of the canvas. The Zoom slider reports the current zoom level and allows for manual adjustment. If a node is selected, zooming will attempt to keep the node in the same relative position. Click Zoom to 100% to return back to standard zoom level. Holding Ctrl while spinning the mouse wheel will zoom the canvas based on the position of the mouse pointer. Clicking Fit to View adjusts the zoom level and scrolls the canvas so the entire diagram fits inside the viewport. Select Restore View to reset the canvas and zoom level back to our saved settings. Clicking Save As brings up the Save Composition dialog. Select the destination folder and give the composition a name. If you followed the initial setup instructions, you should see the Assets folder, which contains other resources that you will use later in this tutorial. All information about the current composition is shown in the Composition selector. The Styles tab allows us to easily assign formatting to selected nodes, but would need to be repeated for each node of a given concept. Most manual changes to nodes can be reversed with the Undo tool. We need to define an author concept that will control the formatting of all author nodes. Click the Add Concept button to create a new concept that will distinguish the authors from other nodes. Choose a shape that symbolizes the concept, and select a predefined style to make the concept stand out. This new concept is now available in the Concept palette. Repeat this process to create a new concept to represent the novel nodes. The Symbol Format tab provides complete control over colors, line formats, and the various fonts used to draw these symbols. But we will leave everything at their defaults for now. Use Control-click to select both author nodes. Click Convert and select Author from the list of available concepts. The selected nodes are redefined to match the author concept format. Click and drag to multi-select all of the novel nodes. Click, Convert, and select Novel from the list of available concepts. Click the Add Relationship button, give the new relationship a name, a representative symbol, and select a predefined style. As with concepts, the Symbol Format tab provides customization options for the relationship symbol. Additionally, there is a Customization tab for the connector lines, plus tabs for specifying the symbols and arrows identifying the origins and targets of the relationship. Select the published symbol, click Convert, and select the new relationship from the list. Click the Add Marker button and give the new marker a descriptive name. Click the pictogram icon, open the folder containing the marker image files, and click on the image to associate with the marker. The new marker now shows up under the User Defined section. Repeat this whole process to add a second marker. Select the new marker and assign it to individual nodes by clicking on each of them. Select a different marker and use Control-click to provide a marker title while assigning it to a node. Right-click to unselect the marker tool. It is possible to simplify the diagram by clicking on the Related Items icon of a node, which collapses the chain of related nodes and displays an indicator on the remaining node. Clicking the Related Items icon again brings the chain back into view. This process can be done in stages by first collapsing the items related to an interim node. Now, the expansion process will reveal the nodes in the reverse order that they were hidden. Each node has an information pane that can be toggled on and off by clicking on the Info pane icon. By default, each info pane has a summary text area that can be accessed by clicking on the Edit area when the cursor changes to a pencil. Click on the node's Edit icon to access the full edit dialog and enter a context subtitle. Click on the pictogram icon and open the folder containing the image files for pictograms. Select the image to be assigned as the pictogram for the node. Double-click the Author concept to bring up the Edit Concept dialog and select the Details tab. Click the Add button and select Table from the list. Double-click the new table item and give it a name. Select the Table Structure tab, click the Owned option, and select Basic Attributes from the list. This provides 5 free-form text fields to store information in. You may need to collapse the summary text to access the new table. Click on the Table Edit area when the cursor turns to a pencil to call up the Table Edit dialog. Enter each piece of information and press Tab to move to the next field. The table data is now partially visible, but the info pane requires some adjustment to optimize viewing. Double-click on the Author concept again and select the Details tab. Select the Basic Info table item and click the Move to Top button to have the table show above the summary. Turn off the Field Titles option to display the maximum amount of information. Resize the information pane to see most of the recorded information. The Basic Info section can be collapsed to expose the summary text and then expanded again. Since the customization was performed on the concept definition, the information pane of the other author node will have the same format. Let's embed some local information that is specific to only this concept node. Let's add a link to a web address. Specify a website URL to store as a link. Now let's embed an external file as an attachment. Specify the file to be saved right inside our composition document. Change the information arrangement so that these local elements appear first, and turn off titles that aren't needed. Resize the information pane to make this local information more accessible. Clicking on the website link will bring up a customized browser, optimized to conform to the viewing area. If you wish to use your default browser, simply click the Default button. Clicking on the embedded image activates another customized viewer that also maximizes the image within the viewing area. Now, click the Save button to make sure all our changes are written into our composition document. In order to reuse our customized concepts, relationships, and markers, we need to export them as a knowledge domain template. Select the Domain tab and edit the domain name and description, which were established when we chose the basic domain as our initial template. save the domain, and allow our simple composition to be embedded in the domain template. Now provide an informative domain template name. If you preface the domain template name with an exclamation mark, it will sort at the top of the domain list. The document selector now lists this new domain as the basis for our composition. It is possible to have multiple compositions open at the same time. Create a new composition based on our newly created domain. Turn off the Use Template option to start with a blank document and click on our new domain. Give the new composition a descriptive name. All our custom markers, relationships, and concepts are available for use and function as expected. Clicking on the document selector lists all the open composition documents. Select from the list to easily switch between open compositions.